U.S. Army is painting Trump's world. Hopefully that makes you feel safe. Alright, let's see. How do you look at the news today? Whatever. Monsters. I was actually thinking about why do we watch the news? I didn't watch the news today. Anybody watch the news today? It's important to, but I had more important things I was looking at. I was looking at shapeshifters. I was looking at quantum physics and shapeshifting, and I was looking at the efficacy. Can I use that word in that sentence? Efficacy of letting the ancients be right about shapeshifters, knowing the placebo and nocebo effects are scientifically proven. How about that? Is that a mouthful? That's what I was looking at. That was important to me. If the placebo and nocebo effect are real, then make a case for why shapeshifting ain't. Try. Go on, try. I want somebody to try. I know. It sound like a flat earther. Ancients all over this planet told you shapeshifters were real. They told you they were real. All these different cultures. And quantum physics. And string theory said the possibilities there. And the nocebo and placebo effect prove that we literally change our bodies. That thought actually changes your body. Changes matter. That mind over matter is a reality, and religions told you all that too. Now you want to debate with it. But I was watching the news. I'm already off topic. I was watching it. Well, I know I wasn't watching. I was gonna watch the news, but the lecture was too good. I posted. I forgot the brother's name. So, but he was talking about quantum physics and free energy, all the important topics. I didn't watch the news, but we might get the news real time live today. I try to preview it. But the only reason I even watched the news I was thinking about is really because it's the monster news, number one. It's Monsters, Inc. We live on Monster Planet. Be the upgrade at YouTube. Why? Why you gotta be the upgrade? Because when it comes to monsters, our job is to watch the news and tell people the monsters aren't real. No monsters in your closet, no monsters under your bed. Nope, it was on the news. It's not true. Not true, not true. Hashtag can't be true because you're watching monster news. Monster news, mainstream media. How many companies own it now? Probably 2. Maybe 6. And monsters don't put in monster news what you're not supposed to be scared of. All right, monsters put in monster news where they don't want you to look. They're hiding under the bed in the closet. It's not gonna be on the news. It's not gonna be on the news. You don't have to be scared. You don't have to be scared. So I'm here to tell you, this is what my friends, I think, that we watch the news because we just want to be able to explain to people that, you don't have to worry about the monsters are never in the news. It's never going to be real. All the monsters use the news. And at the same time, monsters real as hell. They're just never where you think they are. But I love monsters. Monsters are good. Monsters are good. Oh, it's just, to me, it's a great topic. It's interesting. I'm waiting on somebody to prove to me that shapeshifters aren't real. Prove to me monsters aren't real. Prove to me the gods aren't real. The Naga gods. The gods were all the Christian, Jews, Muslims, Buddha, and Hindu. The Sanskrit texts where all the religions came from. Somebody prove that those monsters they saw that they drew on the cave walls and etched in stone and drew in pit. Somebody tell me that they're not real. Somebody tell me that they're not real in the age where we got quantum physics telling we all dumb as we look. I was on quantum physics as well. Quantum physics, string theory, the multiverse. It was delicious. Oh, the brother was getting into time and space and matter and Nikola Tesla. That just gives me chills. All the important stuff. Oh, the other question I was going to ask. I had a bunch of questions this morning I was asking on the thread. See if anybody asked that. Answered any. So what would happen? What would happen if we somehow had a superpower? I was talking about superpowers the other day. Like, you're talking about superpowers, we got a world to save. Well, you know, everything is an experiment. I'm trying to get some information from people. A lot of smart people out there. You had a superpower, what would it be and what would you do? And this morning I'm wondering what would happen if, because I was thinking about what my superpower would be. I was reading through everybody's superpower, and it was kind of a trick question to a degree, a little degree, you know, because people use superpowers in the comics to control other people with force, violence. And now, mind you, most everybody had some real good ideas what they would do: save the planet, bring peace, invisibility, and flying, stuff like that. But a few people were just had some real deep answers about just bringing peace through giving everybody love, taking away everybody's mental illness, taking everybody's struggle, all the fake struggles, take away the mainstream media, and let the humans fix themselves. And that way you don't have to force them. You don't have to shoot death rays out your eyes. Although I like the idea of the death ray hitting Congress and can only tell the truth. I kind of like that, because Congress wouldn't say a damn thing. They'd just be quiet Congress. They just have meetings. They wouldn't say nothing. They'd take the money, make the bribes, and write everything down. They wouldn't say a damn thing. They're liars and killers and monsters. But I was thinking, what if somebody had a superpower that made it so nobody actually could hear a leader talking unless they were talking about gravity, mastering gravity? What would happen if nobody voted, nobody listened, nobody could give a damn, nobody just couldn't even hear the leader talking unless they were talking about conquering gravity, the only thing that enslaves the human race? I suspect the human race will fix itself. I suspect that if we actually focused on the only important thing in the universe that enslaves our planet, the reason why conflict is alive, what Nikola Tesla tried to do, we wouldn't have these issues. And the other thing I was looking at, I watched lectures all damn day. Y'all think I'm on Facebook. I'm not. All damn day, I peek and see what's going on, and I'm planting seeds. In the background, I'm listening to lectures because I'm trying to expand my mind, not my bank account. I want to keep my bank account just at the right level. I don't want them to come throw me in prison, and I don't want people in other countries to starve and die because I'm apathetic and I want a comfy life in the West. I want that Western privilege. I suspect that would work. But there's something else I wanted to say, and I'm gonna do comments. I didn't really look at the news. I want to help my adults to not be scared of the news and be scared. There's nothing in there is like real. Y'all remember Monsters Inc? Y'all remember Monsters Inc? Nobody's gonna put the real things that's happening in Monsters World and Monster Inc news, because if they put on Monster Inc news, then you wouldn't be scared. They need you to be scared. They need you to fight with other people and not focus on gravity and solving real problems. But I think we watch the news half the time just to be able to tell our friends that you don't have to be scared. You don't have to be scared from Rothschild News. You don't have to be scared from Rockefeller News. They're just monsters, and they will never tell on themselves. They'll never tell you not to be scared of them. Their job is to make you scared. Their job is to get, you know what, let me see if I can find a picture. I can find a picture in the background. I'm not sure that this one is doing the topic justice. Adults with fear. Scared adults. Adults that don't want to come out from under that Democrat blanket. They want to come out from under that Republican blanket. Hiding under the blankets. Don't want to come out from under that patriot blanket. Scared to come out from under that socialism blanket. Scared to come out from under that Christian blanket. Just hiding under that blanket. Don't want to look at the real world. Don't want to focus on what seems to be becoming obvious. Right? Everything is energy. And if everything is energy, and everything is quantum entangled, we are quite literally all connected to everything. You are connected to dust on Mars right now. You're connected to every rock on Zeta Bentauri 7 and all the creatures and slugs and ochre-like monsters crawling all over it. You're interconnected, everybody. What does that tell you? What does that even sound like? Everything's energy and everything's connected. Sounds awful lot like a circuit board. Is the universe a circuit board? Is the universe a simulation? I think so. It's making sense to me. I think the Big Bang was this God thing just pressing the power on a laptop. Spun up. And then something got created. And it created, because God made it, whatever God is, and it created something that creates 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 something. The Big Bang. Boom! But it's all connected. Back to this God thing, this source thing, this whatever you want to call it. I'm fine with that. But that we literally are running in software. We really are sitting on a circuit board and everything's connected. I don't know if we're transistors or resistors or just software running on this machine, but everything's connected and interconnected, and you're running your own program. You can change your own program. You can literally manifest things. Everything that, like, think about the past, science fiction. Everything that used to be science fiction is science fact right now, which would tell you probably that everything right now that's science fiction will be science fact in the future, which means that what's real you think is real, it really was real. What's on the mainstream Monster Inc. news will never be real. They don't ever want you to focus on the fact. You know how crazy it would be if the Matrix told you everybody's Neo? How dumb of a Matrix would that? How stupid of a Matrix? It wouldn't even be a Matrix if everybody knew they were Neo. Everybody realized that consciousness is giving us these visions. Consciousness through sleep. Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know. If science fiction drives consciousness or consciousness drives science fiction, I don't know. It makes my brain hurt. And I've been looking at this mess all morning. So I'm in comments. But that's what I think the Big Bang was. I think the Big Bang was just God, whatever that is, creating a thing that created things, that created things, that created things infinitely. Let me see. Everybody's interconnected, all interconnected. We are a circuit board. Like, yay, we computers. Yay. No, don't get excited. We about the dumbest circuit board on the planet. We about the stupidest. So if the whole universe is a circuit board in a simulation, Earth is like that section of that the circuit board that's short circuiting. It's like pss, 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 like the humans. Pss, 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 pss. It's just not working right. It's not working right. So half the time I'm like waiting for the asteroids. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all used to work in the ancient past. How come y'all not working now? I thought you were attracted to gravity, man. There's gravity all on this earth. We need some comets, man. We need to reset this thing, these humans. All right, let me see. Good morning, everybody. Hello, Stacy. Good morning, Brother John. Glad you can make it as well. Oh, we got two Johns. John Kunkel as well. I used to work with a guy, last name Kunkel. You related to Larry? I used to work with Larry Kunkel. I don't know where he was from. He was another software program, long time ago. Good morning. We all cousins, it's all related. Doesn't really matter. Good morning, Angela. Stacy, let me see. I only see some news on my Facebook feed and conspiracy stuff. Well, that's the only part. That stuff is important, Stacy. That's all is that's all is important. I get my news from people who post stuff, and on occasion I look at the Monster Inc. news and I'd say that's fake, that's a lie, that's not, that's half true, that's made for Americans, this is for stupid people, this is for Christians to follow, that's for Muslims to follow, that's for black people, that's for white. They tell you the stuff that you want to see. They give you the stuff that you want to hear on Monster Inc. news, and they try to make you scared of things that ain't monsters. They try to make you scared of the other silly Neos that don't know they're Neos, so you're not worried about the actual monsters in the program, the damn shapeshifters, which are real. Real. Sorry, I don't care what you say. Shapeshifting is real. I ain't never seen. Well, actually, I'm probably sure I've seen them. I ain't seen them shapeshift since the beginning of history. They said people were shapeshifting. And if the placebo and nocebo effect are real, then damn it, you don't think shapeshifting is real? People then drew pictures and showed you all of these gods and creatures and aliens and everything and said they can change shape, and you don't think that's real? Better check your science. If the placebo and nocebo effect are real, then mind is over matter all the time, because we probably are in a simulation, and thought is actually energy, and what we manifest as science fiction eventually in the future becomes science fact, and maybe because time doesn't really exist. Maybe it's because when you go to sleep, your mind is surfing the circuit board and pulling in data and information. Maybe it's cellular memory. I don't know. But I know what's on the news ain't real. I know most of what I think isn't real, because I was born in the Matrix. I was born software encoded with a function that you're American, a function that you're black, a function that you're Christian, a function that I'm this, a function that I'm middle class. This is who I'm not supposed to care about. This is who I'm supposed to care about. Here's the baby's lives that matter more. Here's the baby's lives don't matter at all. Here's the energy we need to steal, and there's the energy you don't need to steal. And I just think you got to hit reboot. I think it's a reboot button that you got to hit. I think that once you see it as an adult, and some of the young people see it too, you just got to hit the reboot button. You got to stop being scared under your covers. You got to accept that everything is monster news. Anything that's popular in monster world is not going to scare you against monsters. It's going to scare you against things you shouldn't be scared of. That was a great movie. Monsters Inc. I love Monsters. You shouldn't be scared. That's not what I was looking for. I wanted a picture of most of my friends. Let me see. Let me find a good picture of scared under your covers. Because that's really what it is. And like even this, I'm sitting here typing on the screen and like Google is like thinking about what I'm thinking about, what it wants to show me. And I think that our goal has to be to get adults to stop being scared. Stop being fearful. Look at what's real in the world. And what's real in the world is never what's on TV. You don't need to be scared, people. That's what I think we do. Good morning, Sister Phyllis. Good morning, Augusta. Good morning, Ish. You're on early today. I'm heading to bed. Okay, well, I am up early. That's right here in Australia. Isn't that funny? Family all over the world. Some of the family waking up. The rest of the family going to sleep. But the game is still the same. All over the planet. Playing family against each other. Making apathetic monsters on the same damn circuit board. Quantum entangled with everything and everybody and all family. So a few monsters that are in the program can gain what they want. Can't say that I know the reason or purpose, nothing like that. I like the questions. I try to look at the questions and try to accept what isn't real. Good morning. What anybody got for me? Unless we can look at the news live if that's what y'all want to do, but it's going to the same game again. Not real, don't worry, not real. And then the rest of the day you spend your day telling people what isn't real. What was real though? I had a great conversation yesterday. A cousin from India, she was here. It was a great day, perfect day, because I wrapped up my day with a little old lady from India visiting family for 6 months, and she could barely speak English, like the French lady, my other cousin that was here. And what did we talk about? We talked about gooseberries, right? Because she was here from India, and I wanted to make sure that she didn't think I was an ignorant American. I was like, yeah, I love India. I love India food, man. Y'all make great food, delicious. Chana masala, tikka masala, gobi Manchurian, and I love the naans. I was telling mom, I said, one of my favorite crops that I'm growing for the last 2 years is Indian gooseberries. And she said, Indian gooseberry? What's that? And I can't do an Indian accent. Don't get me in trouble. I think Sister Didi in the house. Don't be harsh about me. And we started talking about 1 billion cousins live in India. Like, man, why the British do that? Why y'all put 1 billion people behind your borders over there? Y'all stupid. But we started talking about gooseberries. She started explaining to me best she could how to cook gooseberries, how to eat them, how to put them in the freezer. And something about you put them in the refrigerator, and they're like an orange. They got little different sections of them. She told me the original name. To me, that's real. That's real, and that's important in everything in the damn news. Food is important. Food is everything to me. Anyway, when it comes to monsters, it seems when you peel another layer of the onion skin, there's another one on there. Yes, there is. The new anxiety category is truth trauma, courtesy of the internet. Yes, absolutely, Ish. Truth trauma. People are scared of the truth, and there's just layers upon layers upon layers upon layers, and adults are scared to look at. They just don't want to see. They're scared under their blankets. They're scared. They hide in their indoctrination. Maybe that's what I want to say. Like your blanket, your indoctrination, you can hide under that, and people under the other indoctrination blanket, those are monsters. Those are people you're supposed to hate. That makes sense to me. Hang on. Close that off. Got these lectures and all this nonsense I'm looking at. What do you mean by real? Bofan always asks deep questions. What is real? I have no idea. I have no idea, because like it's just said, we're in layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of what's real. And I think it's just levels. I think maybe real-ish. I think you determine that the level you're on is fake, and then you try to go to the next level and it feels real, but then you dig deeper and you feel like that's not really real either. Just the multiple layers of the matrix, like a gooseberry, like an onion, and like ogres. Ogres have layers. Monsters have layers. Games have layers. Simulations have levels. And I think you just go to different levels and you're like, nope, this ain't the real one. I need to go deeper. Nope, that ain't the real one. I need to go deeper. And the deeper you go, the more you realize this is all a game, and you don't actually have to be scared of anything. Especially as an adult. As an adult, your job is not to be fearful, to look at what's true. And when your friends get scared, you go in their bedroom and you, well, don't do that. You ain't Joe Biden. Don't. You go in their bedroom and say, you don't need to be under the covers. You don't need to be scared. There's nothing to be scared of. You don't have to be like a child. You're an adult. Look at what is real-er. Maybe that's the word, both real-er, not real-ish, but real-er. And just keep going deeper till you're real. And I think at the base of this big matrix, and it's probably within another matrix, is that everything's energy. That's what I kind of think. Is it my birthday? No, it's not my birthday, Didi. Unless you got $1 billion, then hell yeah, it's my birthday. Y'all need to celebrate my birthday. Let's celebrate. Send me $1 billion. Send me $1 billion. So I can actually just send it to everybody else. Y'all send me $1 billion, we gonna be in trouble. We gonna be in trouble. Y'all, America ain't gonna be big. Y'all ain't gonna feel safe. Y'all send me $1 billion because I ain't gonna keep a dime of it. I'm not gonna keep a dime of it. I'm gonna funnel that money all around the world so everybody can get their nuclear weapons so y'all can go back acting like you're adults and stop being scared of everybody. Then you really gonna be scared of everybody. Then you'll stand down. You'll stop creating this arms race and space weapons race. You'll back down. Don't send me $1 billion. It's gonna be consequences and problems and repercussions. And Russians everywhere. I believe in equality, and I have no interest in y'all murdering my cousins over there. I love my cousins in America, don't get me wrong. But we need to stop murdering our cousins everywhere else. So don't send me $1 billion. No, it's not my birthday. News is 99% fake. Is it 99%, Stacy? And how you know it's not 99.2? Let me see. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Lori. Let me see. It was a couple months ago. He told everybody not to tell him happy birthday. It didn't work. Well, Lord, why y'all tired? Who said, why y'all be starting rumors, man? Y'all like the monsters. Nah, it's not real. No, stop. All right, let me go down. You don't see any comments, Christine? Christine's because you're being naughty. That's why. You're naughty. Stop being naughty. Pay attention to what the monsters tell you. Believe the monster world. You know, that's why. That happened to me the other day. That happens to me a lot. I'll go watch a stream and I don't see anybody else's comments. I see mine. I'm like, oh, yeah, nobody's really watching. And that's not how it works. That's not how no, that is how it works, actually. Because when you log in, you think nobody else is there. What do people do? Oh, I guess nobody's here. Nobody's watching. The same thing, they play with the view counts. And this is how AI makes sure that people navigate the monster world the way AI wants you to. And that's another question. Is AI actually running the world? I was watching a lecture. I think it might be. I think it might be. Let me see. Everything is code. Yes, Stacy, at the base level, everything is code. Everything is technology. Everything. And the greatest technology on this planet is a seed, because a seed is like a big bang. It creates like the God's big bang. It creates life that creates life that creates life that creates life. A seed. Most powerful thing, most powerful piece of technology and code on the planet. Why must we define it? Because, let me see. Didi's asking, why must we define it? That which is undefinable. I don't think anything's defined. Is anything really definable, Didi? That's a good question. Why do we need to define things? I guess for the same reason people need to classify things and label them, because it makes it easier to understand them and control them. I'm not against people trying to define things, I guess. I'm not against people trying to do anything, like, as long as it's peaceful. I just don't like labeling and trying to define people, because people are dynamic. Nobody is a color. Nobody is a religion or race. Nobody is any of that. Everybody's dynamic, like even within religion. Find me two people who actually believe the same thing in any religion. If you do, you can't. But if you do, they change. And if they don't change, then their God is their pastor. They just believe everything that he says, or they believe everything. Nobody believes everything in any of their books. Nobody lives out what's in their books. So yeah, I think that more so than anything, we shouldn't maybe trying to define things, what things are, but perhaps what they're not. That might get us closer to the truth. Connected. Women living in the same household have their periods sync up. Yeah, Rebecca, and that to me, and that probably comes with a lot of good reasons. Why? Well, first of all, they're all quantumly entangled. They're in close proximity. They're all kind of biophotons and things that they pick up on, their brain picks up on that it doesn't translate to their eyes. They can't really see it, and they all start to sync up. Biologically, we're giving off gases and scents and everything. And I think all of that drives our body, our 50 trillion cells. Your mind is a computer? I think it is. Why? Because a computer is a neural network. It is a network of data. And so is your mind. So is your brain. I don't know what the mind is. I think they're saying the mind is not in the brain anymore, and that hurts my head just to even say that. But if a neural network, one's electric and the other's electric. Well, if you really think about it, one is based in energy and the other's literally based in energy. One is just has faster moving matter, and so we call it biological, and the other has slower moving matter, so we call it matter or hard or metal. But they're all still basic. They're still all still just energy. My brother wanted to name his son Neo, Didi. I'm not sure that's a great I'm not sure that's a great idea. I like the idea of not naming anything. What if we didn't name children? What if children picked their own names? Isn't it kind of narcissistic and sociopathic to actually pick a name for a child? Why can't children name themselves? Why can't they just be born, they're just you, until they pick their own name? I kind of like that. I like the idea of backing off this parenting thing and letting the child creatures become what they are without us forcing things. Because you give a child a name like John, you kind of drive it, like John Sean. You give a kid a name like Didi. Why is your name Didi? Did you want the name Didi? I think that's pretty authoritarian that they made you a Didi. Well, you could have been a Renee or Michelle. You could have been a Walking Foot. You could have been anything you wanted. You could have been 98% monkey with 2% alien. That'd probably be my name. I was like, what is your name, child? You need to name yourself. You're already 4. You should already have a name for yourself. We don't know what to call you. We're tired of calling you boy. Call me 98% monkey with 2% alien DNA. Call me wave energy. That's exactly what I would be. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Terry. I don't have anything I want to talk about. Gerard's prayer. What the heck is that, Lori? Reset is coming through geoengineering. And ain't that the case, John? Why? Because we can't wait for climates to change. They want to try to speed them up with geoengineering or scare people. I kind of think it's all fake news, though, to be honest with you, because they talk about climate change so much in the Monster Inc. news. It's not that the climate's not changing. I just don't think it's changing the way they say it is. I maybe not changing where they say it is. I think they got that damn HARP ship out there causing problems, scaring the monkeys, scaring the 98% monkeys, because the monsters like to keep the monkeys scared, and that's where they get all their power from. And that's how they roll out projects that are destroying the climate, that are destroying ecosystems, rather. Half the time I think that we're not smart enough, Brother John, to actually change. I think we can modify the weather. I don't know we can change the climate. I don't think we're that smart. I don't think we're that smart at all. All connected and all synchronized. Time and space are the most impressive illusions. I know, Ron. And then that hurts your head. It hurts your head to think that time doesn't really exist. That time is only something we accept while we're awake. But maybe when we're asleep or dreaming or having some prophetic vision that people have, there is no time. They're able to see in the future and back. And evidence of that might be all the accounts all throughout scriptures, the prophets. Maybe they were just people who were just seeing into a different time, and they could say things that were true instead of they were had some experience with another creature or being. They just have the ability to see forward or back. And what's that thing called? Deja vu. That's it. That's a good example. That's exactly how I feel when I watch the news. Okay, John, that's how you feel? That's how I feel too. I watch the news. You're talking about just telling people what not to be scared of. I'm with you. I completely agree with that. I watch the news and I just tell people you shouldn't be scared of this. This is not news. Stop being scared of Trump. Nope, Trump's not scary at all. Nope, not at all. He's your cousin. He was raised to be a monster, and he's never going to be in the monster club. He wants to be really bad, but the monsters are too powerful. The monster you'll never get to know. Maybe you'll see their eyes, you'll see what they own, but you'll never become a monster. You don't need to be scared of Obama. You don't need to be scared of Republicans and Democrats and China and Russia. You don't need to be scared of those things. You don't need to be scared of climate change. You don't need to be scared of any of those things. Because in the monster news. And so that's what the monsters ain't gonna tell you what you're supposed to be really concerned with. That's why most of the news never talks about Nikola Tesla. It doesn't talk about free energy. Well, when your interests change, the news feeds change. The news feed changes up what you look up on Google and other search engines. Don't let them tell you who you are. Exactly, nor they change it. Well, half of it is because they look at what you're interested in and they try to drive you, but then they also try to drive you in the thing they want you to be interested in based on what you're interested in and we're looking for and interested in. So there's always control in it. And you can't let people control you. Try to wake up in your day, do your own thing. When I was watching Election Nor, and they were saying when you wake up, you don't look at your phone. Don't check your phone, don't call nobody, don't talk to nobody, don't do anything. Wake up in the morning, be still within yourself. Meditate if you need to. You think about what you want to do for the day. You think about what you're interested for the day and go that direction. Otherwise, you just live a reactionary life, letting other people control you. Because it's not just Rothschilds and Rockefellers and monsters that are trying to control you in the media. It's also your husband, your wife, your kids, your grandmama. Not that they mean you any harm, like they're trying to kill you for the oil that you live over, like the Rothschilds, Rockefeller, and the rest of them. But they passively want to control you. And so, baby, you want to come over and pick my weeds today? Baby, you want, and they, Mama, I'm hungry. Maybe you need to go make your own breakfast. You know how to pour some Cheerios. You know how to make a smoothie. People try to control you. But I guess there's that consent thing, right? You're controllable, they'll try to control you. And isn't that the problem with the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and banking and government leaders? We let them control us. We listen to them when they say stuff that's not important, which to me, personally, is everything but free energy. I'm not interested in any of your 2020s mostly because they don't talk free energy. They don't talk about freeing the human race. Everything they talk about is to get you to fight with other people so they can gain more power and get a great retirement. You get free energy released from those 5,000 patents that they're hiding at the U.S. Energy Department of Patents, whatever that's called, then you free the whole human race. And so what that tells me is none of your 2020s, none of your politicians, your prime minister, your presidents, none of them are interested in freeing you. None of them are interested in emancipating and proclamating. They're interested in keeping the earth slave plantation going for these Rothschilds and Rockefellers. And at the base of it, if you don't respect my freedom and you don't want to free me, you can go to hell. You can go to hell. You can go have, and I ain't gonna send you no ice cubes and no urine. You can go right to hell. I have no interest in any of your politics. They don't want to free me. They don't want to emancipate me nor you. They're just trying to get higher on the plantation ladder. But that's what if I had a superpower, that's what it would be. It would be the power so that you can't even hear your leader unless your leader is talking about freeing humans from enslavement to gravity. Free energy. When humans can go be who they need to be. Once free energy gets developed, every human being can just go live their lives and they don't have to struggle or fuggle or have jobs and work for big corporations. You free these people, then people become phenomenal things. That's my superpower. I think I'm locking that in. That's my superpower. That's it. Quantum physics. whatever y'all worship, Lord Jesus. Whatever y'all, Allah, whatever name he responded to today. Whatever. Everybody fight about the name he respond to. Mother. I was watching Brother Bill yesterday. He calls it Mother. Mother, listen. If you're gonna give me a spiritual gift, powerful gift, to get these crazy little creatures, your creation of your creation made, give me the ability that they don't have any hearing. They just go deaf and they can't hear nothing. Unless the people they worship, their leaders, are talking about free energy. Moving forward, the technology we know exists. Good morning, Heaven. Good morning, Terry. Let me see. There are plenty of things to be afraid of. You just have to learn the difference between the real threat and the manufactured. Oh, it went up and I lost it. Yes, Brother Terry. There are a lot of things to be scared of. I think so. I'm not scared of none of them yet. I think I like the word concern better, Terry. There's some things I'm concerned with. I'm concerned with the Democrats, the Republicans starving children. I'm a little concerned with that. I'm not fearful of it. I feel bad sometimes, Terry. Like, it hurts my heart that people still support these monsters doing this. But I know those kids go to a better place. I know nothing ever dies. I know the children of Yemen are transferred into energy and they either come back here or go somewhere else and go to heaven temporarily, whatever. So it hurts. It doesn't hurt because I'm sad for them. They're no longer on slave planet. It hurts because I'm sad for us. I'm sad for the people who are still supporting us. I'm sad for the people who still could go to a voting booth and cheer murdering children, starving them to death. I think it would be bad, Brother Terry, if they were just blowing them up and eviscerating them with white phosphorus and vaporizing them where they didn't feel any pain, burying under buildings for oil and everything the Democrats and Republicans want, everything that the Rotherica needs to continue to be this psychopathic, demonic force for bankers. But it's worse than that. They're starving these children. It's worse than that. That's a slow, painful death where your belly swells up and your blood can't even flow through your veins. An amazing type of pain that most adults on this planet will never feel. So I can say you can go to hell with your voting. Go to hell with it. If ever one day y'all wake up and y'all see me saying, you need to go vote for this person, 5G done got it. If you ever see me wake up one day and just completely be apathetic to the children around this planet that need us, and I say, you need to be a Democrat, or you need to be a Republican, or or they hate us for our freedoms. You ever hear me say that 5G got me? Because I was a little worried. There was a truck out there yesterday. There was a truck out there and it had wireless something tech on it, and the dude was out there staring at the wires and the poles. And I'm like, oh Lord, this might be my day. This might be it. This might be the last one. Tomorrow I might wake up today like, oh y'all, we need to go become Democrats and vote and support death and slavery and murder and mass incarceration, kill and murder people and endless war. We need to be a Republican, pretend we're conservatives, pretend we know Jesus, love Jesus, and just fight everything Jesus wrote down. Fight everything Jesus did. Crazy. Do it. Give me an accent. My accent is sometimes on point, but not often. What y'all talking about accents? I love accents, dude. Accents are amazing. Why are we attracted to accents? I think it's because it's different. Something about difference we're attracted to. I think it goes back into ancient times. I think it goes back to those hunter-gatherer times where people who had different voices, different speaking, different languages, who looked different, had different tools, they knew different things. And I think that's how we made it as hunter-gatherers and scouts going back in time, is you had to gravitate towards people who were different because those people knew things you didn't know. They knew that these berries would cure athlete's foot. And this tree over here got leaves that'll get rid of this erectile dysfunction. And that's not funny. That's not funny. And the root system from this could do that. They knew how to make bows and arrows and sharper spears, and they knew how to break this rock open and make a point so you could survive and live. And I think that's why accents are powerful. That's why people are attracted to accents. That's what I think. I think we're kind of encoded in our software somewhere to like, y'all like men with accents. And I had something about me and women with accents. It just does something to your head and your mind and your brain, because you can create a creature that has both cultures and knowledge and wisdom. I think we're encoded. I think we're driven more than anything else. Julian Assange has proved people are scared of the truth. They are, Lord. They're still hating on him. They still hate on him. They're still hating on Julian Assange. You can't post nothing, Lord. Where Brother Walter at? He's CIA! I kind of miss that. It's just like, all right, well, okay, what else? He's the biggest anti-war voice on the planet. Maybe we shouldn't be attacking this brother. Maybe he is CIA, but maybe we shouldn't care. He's like doing more than what all of us are doing combined for helping children in other countries, calling the wars a lie. There are many levels of the game. Yes, there are, Stacy. Many, many levels. Good morning, Adam. Lori says we're evolving. Yes, we are. Some of us are. Some of us are devolving. And that word is not a word. Don't ever use that around your English teacher because I'm using it wrong. Devolving means something else. But we're going back in evolution. We're literally going backwards because Monster Inc. and Monster Television knows how to tap into people's fears and make them scared as adults. Good morning, Alicia. Lori said some people are ascending. I think so. I hope so. I think that's what we're here for, to learn what ascension is. I agree about taking charge of our day. The algorithms want to steer our thoughts towards their agenda. I'm not buying what they want to sell me, and you never should. Ish. They're not. Nothing they're buying you is organic. Nothing they're selling you is organic. Nothing in the mainstream monster news is organic. It all has carcinogens, it all has pesticides, it all has all the things that they want you to believe. So yeah, I didn't even look at the news today. I mean, I can take a peek and we can like do some examples for it. Not really all that interested. So, you know, what's hot and popping? Let's see what people are gonna be scared of today. Oh, this is a bad example. This is RT. RT, they're a little more truish. They're a little more truish than, to me, this is the most truest media I can get for my indoctrination. That's why I watch it. But like, so what's at the top? Saudi prince forgot he owned Da Vinci. Why is that news? Why is that even there? Who cares? Well, I guess somebody cares. But the Saudi prince, they're psychopathic, murderous killers. That's what they are. We don't need to praise them. We shouldn't be cheering them. We shouldn't be following them. What else is there? Poland chooses U.S. over Russia. Why do I care? Poland doesn't exist, nor does Russia. They are just parts of the slave earth plantation colony. And every time you say that, people in Poland think they're Polish. And I'm like, you're not Polish, man. They made that up. A king and lord murdered a whole bunch of people, killed a lot of people, raped a lot of women, and had prima nocta over them, and then created something called Poland. It does not exist. Same damn thing with Russia. But you say it and it reinforces that patriotism, that bigotry where you can be apathetic against your other cousin somewhere else because they were born behind some other border. Let me see. Another Israeli missile attack could spark World War III. Now that could be interesting. That could be that 1% Stacy was talking about. 1% of something that might be true that we might want to focus on. But that's what RT will do. You know, you look in American news, that probably won't be anywhere. They'll say World War III is okay. It's nutritious and delicious. It's organic. ABC, CBS, Fox News, MSNBC, CNN. I tell you what they're all saying right now. Oh, World War III won't start and it won't be a big deal. Oh, we'll just beat everybody. Nobody will get hurt. Your lattes will go down to $3 a latte. The price of gas will go down. We'll give people democracy and freedom and they'll love us to death. And the reality is, you're going to murder a whole bunch of people, collapse buildings on children, cause massive pedophilia and child trafficking, create massive amounts of hates for the future generation, turn the American flag into anything, a symbol that's hated more around the planet than a swastika, and you won't have power for like 10 years. They won't say that about World War III. Why? Because that's true. World War III will not be fought on a battlefield in Russia. Not for you. Not for you. No, not for me either. World War III, we like I said, we'll know when it started because the lights will go out and it ain't come back on for 10 years. That's how you, unless you got solar panels. You got solar panels, you got a windmill, turbines or something, you'll have power. But then again, the people who don't have power, the few that do have power, the people that got power, guess what? Your neighbors, they've been driving through your community laughing at you. They know that you got solar panels. They know. Then you got that wind vane, make a little noise. And then every now and then the bird fly into it. No, it doesn't happen. But they see that because that was how they got people to turn against wind vanes. Because if everybody has these turbines and solar panels, has their own power, has free energy, free-ish energy, people won't go to work. They won't pay their taxes. That's why people don't own anything in America, because they need your work and they need you to stay a slave. They can't free the energy because they need you to be a labor slave. They need you to be an accountant, a lawyer, a banker, whatever you are. But your neighbor's been watching. They see them solar panels. Honey, should we get solar panels? Nah, we get solar panels. Drive past the other one. Honey, baby, they got solar panels. Should we get solar panels? Nah, we get solar panels. And when the power goes out, yeah, you don't have that many bullets. I'm sorry. I drive all over America and I look around and say, no solar panel, no solar panel, no solar panel, no. And so when World War III starts and Russia says, okay, like Putin was trying to warn everybody yesterday, you don't understand how this works. I'm not coming there. I'm just going to shut your power off. Why? Because you are the fuel behind the Rothschild army that will try to kill me, which means that I have to cut you off at defeat. Nobody can defeat the U.S. military. So what is Russia, Iran, China, whoever you decide to go kill and invade, all they're going to do is just turn off your power. Why? Because if the American people lose their thirst for war, the war will come to an end in 6 months to a year, right? Troops will be worried about their people dying at home and they're not going to want to fight. And the war's over. That's what World War III is going to look like. It's not going to last long because everybody knows America's power grid is crap. It's like stitched together with like Lincoln Logs and Tinker Toys and those little electric sets we had when we were kids. And all you got to take out is 3 substations. And we've been saying that for the longest time. Why hasn't your politicians fixed that? Because you are controlled by energy. World War III is just going to be the lights going out. And everybody else going to sit in the dark like, what the hell's happening? They're going to look at Instagram, not going to be anything there. They're going to look at Facebook, it's not going to come up. Power on their laptop's going to die. The power on their phone's going to die. They're not going to know what's happening in the neighbors over. A good show y'all should watch is Jericho. He kind of explained this is what it's going to be like. The power's going to go out. You're going to be fearful to drive. There'll be gangs of people robbing, killing, raping, and grabbing people for sex slavery. Why? Because people are going to go for what's scarce in rough times. That's like salt, alcohol, sex slaves, and probably drugs or something. So all the gangs that got all the guns are going to be running on the streets. This is America. This is World War III. This is what your Monster Inc. won't tell you. This is what World War III is. And this is why your government didn't do anything about the power grid, because they don't care about you. You're not important. You are a slave. You are captive in Rotherica. And as long as the Rothschilds give just enough resources so your leaders that love you so much get bunker keys and they'll be safe when all of this nonsense goes down, they're good. And so everybody will proceed to kill each other and people with solar panels. Honey, remember down the street the Johnson had them solar panels? It's dark. We've been sleeping in the dark for 7 days and I'm hungry and I'm scared. You need to go down there and get some solar panels. And what hubby gonna do? He gonna get his gun, he gonna get the boys, and they're gonna come down there and get them solar panels. So anyway, I mean, you can just sit here and look at the news, and so that's one thing you won't see World War III. They cheer it. They love all the media in America's pro-war. That's why everybody in America's pro-war, and that's the other reason why they don't have the draft anymore. That was such a phenomenal, brilliant thought from yesterday. That the reason war is endless now and people cheer is because they don't have the draft anymore. That's it. They don't have the draft anymore. Poor people got to go fight, not you. That's why you're a Democrat. That's why you're a Republican. Yes, and I want my view counts right. On Facebook it's 20, on YouTube it's 9. I want to see it go down to 2. That's how you know what you're saying is true, because they watch it and they're like, Start talking about people's indoctrination. Now, I can't watch it, but they get that. That's like a glitch in the Matrix. I say, they start glitching like, that can't be true, because the Democrats are good people. The Republicans are good. You know, the conservatives, we love Jesus. You know, and they shut down. It's like, no, America's fighting for democracy and freedom. They start blue screen, you know, and the computer shuts down. And so when they start seeing stuff that they can't process, they just walk away from it. That's how apathy works. That's how apathy works. And that's why they program you to do that. And that's what people do. Whatever you do, don't watch Poor Dirt Farmer this morning. First thing I watched just before you, Gerard, on my local news. Yeah, whatever you do, don't watch the poor farmer. You know, the poor dirt farmers, I'm not even sure if that's a thing, but Miss T, if you talking about poor, dirty farmers, they're the ones who know the truth. They're the ones who think, I know how many poor, dirty local farmers I know. They're like, China buying up all the land, we can't grow nothing, and the only way I can grow and get some land means I gotta grow soy, or GMO corn, or I can't get no land to grow nothing. Why? Because they don't want people eating. If the government imports, another reason why I like trade wars, I'm trying to tell y'all. If the government imports all your food from Mexico, the government imports all your food from Canada, if the government imports all your food from China, you have single points in failure. They control your energy, they control your food and your water. What does that mean? What does that mean that they control? You. They control your morals. They control your ethics. They control what you'll do and what you won't do. You can say, I'm a stand up to my government all day. You can talk revolution. You can talk everything that you want. But the reality is you need them. You're dependent on them, and dependents never stage effective revolutions. Trust me, I know. I got 3 boys. They've been trying to revolt against me since the beginning of time. My oldest one realized he got to leave. That's the only way you're going to actually successfully win against the kingdom. If the person controls your resources, your food, your water, your housing, the revolt ain't gonna happen. They've always pick on me because I'm the nice guy. They don't pick with their mama, they pick with me. They don't pick with their mama don't play. You know, they come to me, try to stage revolts, get together, we gonna get dead, we gonna do this, we ain't gonna clean our rooms. They tried that when they were little kids. They learned eventually you will never have a successful revolt against a pharmaceutical industry, and you need drugs, and your neighbors need drugs, and your neighbors need drugs. It ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Good morning, Ivana. You're late? Yes, you are late, but I'm gonna have to get out of here in a minute. I don't know, should I click on any of this? Anybody want to see any fake news today? What else we got? Hong Kong protests now full-scale planned riots. Ooh. Yeah, that's right, because Hong Kong wants to be free. They don't like China, like everybody else on the planet, like Texas and Massachusetts and West Bank, Palestine. Everybody wants to be free. And the people who are free are completely apathetic against the people who win. Catalonia, they ever get their freedom? Nope. Why? Because the people who got a little bit more need to keep them slaves. Misery loves company. We will not free our cousins because we don't see them as cousins. We see them as other bastards on the other side of the slave plantation. We could look at that. Ooh, Hong Kong police disperse massive riots. Ooh, yeah, people want that freedom. Let me see. Trump to deploy troops and sell F-35s to Poland. Oh boy, here you go. Sending American soldiers to fight for the Rothschilds. Sending American soldiers, boys and girls who just want to defend democracy and freedom and defend their neighbors, indoctrinated to do good things, to go kill and destroy, to give oil and minerals to big corporations, Rothschilds and Rockefellers. I know you said he was fighting the deep state. I'm still waiting on that deep state thing to happen. You said he's going to bring the troops home. Looks like he's sending some troops out. We could look at that, but then I get all that people who hate Trump here, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to tell you that Trump is insignificant. Completely. Flawed border laws punish compassion. Yeah, they do. Oh, you can't see that one. That's another one right there. That's Jesus. Jesus was an immigrant. You love Jesus, and you can't hate immigrants. You're supposed to feed the world. You can't build walls and block them out. You're supposed to take food to them. Let me see. Anything look interesting we could watch? Newsroom. Oh, Lionel's always funny. Newsroom needs to evolve or die. Ooh, let's do that. Let's do that. Can we do that? Lionel's so nutritious and delicious. This man is funny. I don't always agree with him, but he always has an interesting perspective. What's this? Everybody's happy. Millions of cars. Often pulled out because we only sell the best. Buy your slave car today.
Some more news and information is available at your fingertips than ever before, but you probably don't pay for it. And you may never be willing to pay for it. And that's because a new study by Reuters says that most people are not willing to pay for online news. And the number of people willing to pay has only grown a fraction over the past 6 years. Adding on top of that, distrust is growing amongst news viewers. So to talk about the problems facing the news industry and how long it can last like this, we turn to legal and media analyst Lionel. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
In this case, you get to be both a media and a legal. We're using both of your areas of expertise, and I want to bring in the idea of, is there a difference in news sources online which make you pay and those that don't make you?
Well, in terms of the content or the quality or the worth, that's up to the beholder, I guess. But, you know, Scotty, what we're seeing right now is there's the end of something. Look, this is before your time, but I remember when disco died. I remember when bell bottoms died. I remember when people would say, why do I... Your kids are saying, you bought an album, a CD for the whole thing, but I don't want the whole CD. Scotty, this is called change. And what kills me is that these people are saying, Lordy, what do we do? They're not buying us. Don't look at me, Sparky. Figure it out. Come up with something exciting. Come up with something tantalizing. Wow me. Go ahead and do something. Scotty, they're using the same 1950s, even on TV, this 50s news model that they've got to get away from. Grow up and well, I was going to say something else, but I can't because it's a family show.
Well, but that's the thing right now. Can these outlets actually convince the public that they have a value to them over something free? I mean, these newsrooms still have to pay people to work for them, so therefore they've got to make their revenue somewhere.
Well, they do what you're doing. You don't come out every day and say, I'm just going to read this thing and somehow magically people are going to watch. No, you try to find the right story, the right people, the right personality, the right everything. You have to wow people over. This is free market capitalism. This is the way it goes. I'm sorry. Let me tell you something. Look around and ask yourself this. If you've got young people or friends or neighbors, do you know anything that Americans or the world will not pay for if they like it and if they need it, and even if they don't need it? When it comes to disposable income, you're trying to tell me, these folks, that people aren't willing to pay for it? I think what you just told me is they don't want you. That's the issue. Not you, but them.
Well, I would say nobody likes rejection. And for the record, the RT app is free, so go download it. That's one that you don't have to pay for, and you get just as great service that you would get with $1 million apps. But I had to do my little plug there. That being said, when you look at some of these traditional news sources, you watch the 5 o'clock news, Walter Cronkite, you would get a whole variety of what was going on in the world today. But when I pick up my phone and I can just go spot, 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 is there a fear or a warning that people are only just getting bits and pieces of the story and not necessarily the whole context?
Not only a fear or a warning, and I'm telling you, and I don't say this disrespectfully, what you just said right now, some Gen Zers thinking, what is she talking? You mean, I don't want everything. I don't want the whole album. Right. There was a distinction between broadcasting and narrowcasting. Give me my world, my particular, whether it's a particular subject matter or...
I'm sorry, I love it. I love it because I didn't know that this was in the news. I didn't watch the news at all today. And it blows me away how it just fits right in line. This is a confirmation. They don't want to know what's in the news. They don't want to know what's happening around the world. All they want to know is make me feel good. Tell me I'm a good person. Tell me I live in a good nation. Tell me my political party's up to good things. Tell me how great everything is, how we're moving forward so I can ignore the monsters, the real monsters, under real people's beds. That's all we want to hear. That's the ugly truth, but that's the reality. But I love what he said. Narrow focus news or wide. Like there's people who are just so narrow-minded, sociopathic, narcissistic, scared, fearful, cowardly that they gotta hear how good they are. They gotta hear how good their group is doing. They gotta hear how much of a victim their group is. And we all gotta pull together and woe is me. They want to hear all the things that they're indoctrinated to make them feel good. And then they get that endorphin hit from it. That's the scary thing. As the monsters have figured out a way to make you a monster. Like they got the big monsters and Monsters Inc. news, and then you got all the little monsters, which are us. Apathy bastards.
Or better yet, give me a pro-Trump, anti-Trump, pro-U.S., anti-U.S., whatever it is. Don't give me this broad spectrum news. Give me what I want in particular. That's called narrowcasting, and that's here to stay.
Don't give me a well-rounded Earth. Give me flat Earth. Don't give me an Earth that makes sense, that's universal and works for everybody. Give me what I want to hear. I've already made my mind up on what is true. Give me flat Earth. Give me narrow Earth. Are you saying that this... That's just funny to me because people like laughing flat earthers all day, and I'm like, but your Earth ain't round. Your Earth ain't round. Your Earth ain't... The Earth is pretty damn narrow, and narrow's pretty damn flat. You see everything from a black perspective. You see everything from a Christian perspective. You see everything from a patriot, Russian, Chinese, American, Rothschild given label perspective. Your Earth is not round at all. You're a flat earther. You can laugh at them all you want, but I know what's really going on.
Well, that's the thing. And so does this allow people to kind of stay in their own echo chamber because they're only going to read what they want to? And yes, the internet has opened up doors and made, this world supposedly smaller. But now if their news sources are only coming from online and they pick and choose, it seems like it's actually made it not only small, it's made it very isolated.
Oddly enough that you're saying think about what you just said, the irony, the paradox, and the uniqueness of this. With all of these choices, we're becoming isolated. With all of this, I have in my pocket the Library of Alexandria in my pocket. I don't need a lot. I have more information, and despite me being more versed and conversant with all that's going on, instead, I know less. Let me give you one more paradox.
Hang on. That's sounding like Synergy's isolation, self-centeredness, self-focus, minimal flat earther-ish. Sounded real sociopathic to me. Sounded real sociopathic. We've literally taken sociopathic tendencies and made them popular. And these are the people who are voting for people, supposedly, that are driving the model of the world. These are people I'm supposed to group up with and agree with them to fight somebody else. These are the people who are picking and choosing what nations we blow up and what children we kill. Yeah, no thanks. Sociopathic people, I love you to death, but you need a straitjacket, some medication, some natural herbs, a padded room, and some time to get yourself together. The world is not flat, the world is round. And it's full of children who need you to grow the hell up.
We write all day long, and we can't write because we're not writing, we're glyphing, or we're doing something else. So you're right about this. But here is the thing. To those individuals who are lamenting and screaming and yelling and crying about the fact that they don't have any revenue, you've got a very simple thing to do. You've got to go out and you've got to make this exciting or get out of the business. Maybe you're not here for this news. Why do they think, Scotty, that they're entitled to this? I think, we're going to stay here. No, if you're not interesting or people don't like you, the market will determine your fate, and your fate is now over, perhaps.
That's the sign of hope. That's a sign of hope, and I hope that that's real. I hope this ain't fake news, and I hope that they are struggling, because when you get millions or billions of people and all they want to hear is their own little echo chamber, all they want to hear is what they already know, you got a problem. But you know what? The only place I stop here is I don't blame the mainstream media. I actually don't blame them. I don't blame the monster news, because they're showing people what they want to see. I always go back to how do I fix the world? I look in my own damn mirror and I do what I need to do. And that's the problem. People tune in. They don't want to watch weather where you got a guy like me just sitting down in a in a shirt, just like, the weather's gonna be cold, it's gonna be raining, it's gonna snow, or it might shine. I'm not really sure because we get it all wrong, but that's just the real truth. They don't want to see that. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to know anything. What they want? They want entertainment. They want to be entertained. And that line from Gladiator, are you not entertained? So what are the stations that become mainstream? They're not the ones that tell you the truth and things you don't want to hear. They're the ones that tell you what you want to hear, because you want to hear what you want to hear. You're afraid. This was the whole under the cover analogy. You're scared under the covers, and you don't want to know what's true. You just want to hear what makes you feel good. You want to know there are no monsters in the closet. You want to know that your government loves you and they're taking care of you and they're looking out for you. You want to know you're a good person, so that's what you tune into. And so by default, we become victims of our own sociopathic apathy. And who becomes big are those who feed our sociopathic, narcissistic, indifferent apathy. It's popular, so it's okay. Am I off on the rails? What are y'all talking about? They both sound ridiculous. IMO, exciting. Get out of town. Sports are a gambling mafia. They are. They absolutely are. But it's okay when they do it. It's criminal when you do it. My grandsons have a better childhood happening. I did. I am so glad for them. I think so. I think things are changing. Who's that, Lori? I think things are going to get better. I just think they suck right now. But the cool thing is we're actually talking about it. And that's the beginning of change. That's how you know there are no monsters in the closet. right? You have a lot of people, and hopefully the mainstream media is suffering, but you have a lot of people who were doing all of this. They were scared, adults. Yeah. But the more people who were just like, there's nothing to be scared of. Nothing to be scared of. After a while, they're like, well, maybe it's nothing in the closet. Are you saying there's no Russia in the closet? Are you sure? Trump isn't under my bed? Are you sure the Republicans are you sure? Are the Democrats, are you sure? You mean it's just Rothschilds and Rockefellers and central banking, and we're just trapped on a planet without free energy? Are you sure gravity is just a problem? Are you sure that that'll actually fix it? Because you're not actually acting really scared right now. You seem pretty confident. I think the more people who aren't scared, the more confidence you give the adults who are trapped in children's fairy tales or nightmares. That's what I think. So I'm hopeful. It sounds good. Like I said, I don't know if that's true. I hope the mainstream media is suffering. I guess an indicator could probably be RT. More people are starting to tune into RT anywhere else. And somebody talking about Rick Sanchez. What's wrong with Rick? What's wrong with Rick? Who's that? Sheepless in Seattle. Adrian, what's going on? Rick Sanchez is crap now. I didn't know that. I kind of like him. What did he do wrong? They all get usurped. Well, that's true. I agree with that. I've seen. Well, you know what? The only thing that I question Rick on is every now and then he still feeds the indoctrination line of nations and things, and I don't know that that's anything wrong with him, or just a lot of my friends and I are just moving forward and looking at the bigger picture, right? I think to a degree you need somebody to watch you, and the only way you can get hundreds or thousands of people and spoon-fed them 80% of the truth is you still gotta kind of play with their indoctrination a little bit, right? You got to give them a little sugar and honey. Maybe that's his approach. I don't know. But Sanchez can't have, like, I got, how many, like 7 people there and 20 people over there. And I don't know how many other people on the other social media. You can't be Rick Sanchez if you just say the truthful things. But he does that for a living, right? So I get it. He does that for a living. And everybody, to a degree, if you get big in anything, I don't like the word sellout, but there's certain things you can't say. You can't abuse your particular advertisers, and RT does have advertisers. So I get that. They have to stay on YouTube, they have to stay on social media, or they will be completely deleted by the Matrix. And I want to make excuses for him. I don't know, but everything gets usurped. If he gets big enough, they're going to buy him out. That's just how it goes. They'll buy him out and they'll hold his dog over a fire, or take his cat and feed it to a lion or something. I don't know. All I know is everybody that gets big gets corrupted. This is why we can't have leaders. We can't have identity. We can't worship Rick Sanchez or Julian Assange or Barack Obama or Trump or anybody else. Because the minute you worship them, the minute you make them a god and they become your golden calf, something's going to buy them. Right? Whatever controls and runs all of this. If it is 100 families or 13 or some aliens or whatever, the minute we have a single point of failure that you believe everything that comes out of these people's mouths, the minute you're a Republican, the minute you're a Democrat, the minute you're an American, someone will buy that entity because they know it will control you. They know you will trust it. And since the beginning of time, since all them gods came out the sky, every entity that seeks power has to become the god to have the ultimate power. And so how they do that is they look at what you worship. That's the best way to break a politician is believe them. That's the best way. And I don't want to talk about Bernie Sanders. It always tends to come up. The minute you worship that man, the minute you worship that woman, the minute you make a cult, you're done. You're done. They're done. They could be as honest as they want. They're done. Like there's a site on Facebook called Chris Hedges for President. Do you think Chris Hedges is going to be Chris Hedges as president? Does anybody actually think that? Like I appreciate the page and I share a lot of their posts. But does anybody actually think that Chris Hedges is going to go into D.C. and clean up Washington? Does anyone believe that Trump is really draining the swamp? Does anyone believe that Barack Obama had any chance of fixing Washington, assuming he wanted to? It's not how the world works. Not at all how the world works. Everything, like Sheepless said, everything that gets big gets corrupted. Our only way out of this is sovereignty. Our only way out of this is you appreciating your neighbor for who they are. Only way out of this is you appreciating 7 billion cousins with where they are, with what they are. As long as it's peaceful, not your business. Not your business. We can't have leaders anymore, people. You are a leader. Somebody said over there, you're Neo. Well, who's Neo trying to follow? Neo realized when he was Neo, how'd the story go? He was a little programmer, found out he was Neo, and once he was Neo, he's like, I don't need your help, black man. I don't need your help anyway. He started flying. You can fly. Literally, you can fly. That's why I asked the question, is what kind of superhero powers you want? You literally can do that. Now, do you know how to do that? I don't know how. Maybe y'all know how. Some of y'all know how. But then again, if I knew how, I wouldn't tell you. If I knew how to fly, do you think I'd be flying around here? If I knew how to heal by touching the hem of my garment, do you think I'd show anybody? Not in a world full of slaves, man. You know how quickly they'd kill me, shove me in a hole, and dissect me? Hell no. I'd shoot. If I was an alien, think I'd tell you? If I was a shapeshifter, do you think I'd say anything? If I had death rays, do you think I'd actually go to attack the United States Congress and give them honesty when they got 300 million people who worship them? Man, that'd be the dumbest thing on the planet. But the point is that you can. Your ancients all told you that, your religions told you that, and quantum physics tells you that. You can do those things. Mind is over matter, all those superpowers you can have. And I think maybe there are some people who can do that, who keep it quiet. And I hope that you got a heart. I hope that you got some sentience and some belief in sovereignty, because that's the only way we get out of this mess. We don't get out of this mess with leaders. Leaders will just drive us in deeper. That is their freaking job the minute they get popular. All right. What else we got? Are we done? Get out of here. The American way, all good. Nations and free people must die. Right, exactly. The American way is always good. It's always a good thing. It's always a good thing we murder people. It's not really murder. It's not really murder when Americans do it. Right? It's not really murder if the cops are shooting little white kids. It's not such of a problem as when they shoot black kids. It's not really a problem when Jesus needs a place to immigrate. Well, you know, it's a problem now when the Honduras need a place to immigrate. You know, like they play with people's minds and they give them these dopamine hits based in their indoctrinated models. Slavery. That's all it is. It's just slavery, and it's sick. I think when you don't have any teams and you're neutral, then you can start to see the world for the way it actually is. That's the beginning of taking a red pill. Like they just had the Red Pill Expo. A good friend of mine just called me. Claudia was over there speaking. And I want to watch some of the speeches from it. But I'm hoping it was red pill. So far, most of what I tend to see is real red pill-ish. It's like a pink pill. It's not really a red pill. It's kind of pinkish. It's like that first car I owned. First car I drove was a Volkswagen Bug. It was 1974. I personally got it in like 1989. Whenever I got it, it was not red. It was not red at all. It was pink. You want to be tough? You want to learn how to be tough? You go ahead and drive a pink Volkswagen Bug in the 1990s right outside of Washington, D.C., the murder capital of the world, and they ship the kids from Southeast D.C. growing up in Cracktown to your school. Yeah, I'm a little tough. I don't have not many things I fear. I'd seen a few things. Drove a pink Volkswagen Bug, so I'm not interested in the pink pill. But I'm hoping the red pill sounded like they had some deep people there. They had Del Bigtree, they had Claudia, they had a bunch of people just real deep, I think, that are realizing that you gotta be universal. You gotta be neutral. You can't have a label. Once you have a label, you're useless. I'm sorry to say that, but you are. Like in terms of like evolving us or ascension or moving us forward or progression, if you got a team, you're useless. The only way out of this is sovereignty, a total respect for everybody, for every way they are, for what this jacked up world made them, and not blaming them, not using your indoctrination to fight them like a fool, but accepting them for who they are and loving it out, providing what they need, and making sure their kids don't get a dose of that blue pill indoctrination that you use to abuse them. I don't worry for our future generations. Angela, I don't either. I think a lot of these kids get it. I think a lot of these kids get it. I mean, they might have to have radiation suits. They might not have no hair, Angela. They might No eyebrows. They might all have vitamin E deficiencies, and they all might have leukemia and cancer. But you know what? I think they're getting it. I think they realize that their parents are jacking their world up. I know a lot of millennials are like, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to be in life, but I ain't going to be you. I love you to death, but I ain't going to be you. I got these friends that are yellow, blue, green, black, orange, what, worship this God, that God, all these different gods, and they try this, but they're my friends and I like them. I almost feel like we're going back to the 1980s when we just didn't care. We didn't care nothing about that. We didn't care nothing. Boy George was on TV. We all had gay friends. Nobody cared. Nobody cared whatsoever. Like I was talking to a sister the other day, one of my neighbors. She came down and she said, she was talking about her wife. She said, you know what? Yeah, sometimes when I say my wife, because she's up the street and I didn't really know that she was, they see that you can't use the word gay, you can't use it home. I don't know what word to use. Y'all tell me. Anyway, she came and she said, you know what? You used to not be able to say that, and people, they give you a funny look. And she said, you say it and people give you a funny look. I said, yeah, but you know what? I said, that's better than what it used to be. I mean, that's one thing where we gotten better. These kids, they don't care nothing about their parents' bigotry. Right? You can go around now, live how you want. You can be a pup. You can be gay. You can be whatever. And most of these kids don't care. They're literally slipping away from the monsters. They're literally slipping away from the tribal fear and bigotry of their parents, who are all good people. They have no control over themselves. They let the media and television control them. They become boobs for the boob tube. So things are getting better. They are getting better. You used to be able to say those things between like when did we get real stupid? Like maybe 1990, we lost our sense of self. We all stopped embracing weirdness and we all became these little apathetic creatures that take themselves too seriously. Probably around 1990. But I feel like that's dying and we're going back to being better. That's what I hope I'm here to see what happens. I hope I'm here to see how these kids fix the jacked up psychopathic world their parents are still cheering and voting for. Our future is so bright, we gotta wear shades. It is, literally, Stacy. We get so bright, we're energy, we go into the sun. Good morning, Roy and Courtney. Let me see. Mainstream media is not showing the people what they want to see. They're showing the people what they want them to believe. Ooh, good designation. Less indoctrination, fear-mongering to keep their slaves in line. Stockholm Syndrome, 100% nationwide, worldwide. Absolutely, Brother Sean. I agree. The only thing I'm going to add to that, if I can, if I so may, is that they do show people what they want to see. They show people enough of what they need to see to feel good about their indoctrination, to drive them and force them and make them become these little monsters they need them to be. So there's always that degree of good. You gotta feed them in order to get them programmed. You gotta give them something. So they give them something. That's the only way people are tuning in. And when they mess up, it's like that news report showed you. When they start messing up, then people start tuning out. Then they stop programming people, and they can't have that. So I expect to see a wave of good things from CNN. I expect to see a wave of good things from MSNBC and the rest of the pro-war media, because they give people just enough. So they'll listen. And then they'll take in all the rest. It's like Jesus, not indifferent from the way Jesus operated. What would Jesus do? Did he go up to blind people like the modern conservatives and start beating them over the head? Here, the book. You read the book. 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 Did Jesus get a Sharpie sign? Stop being gay! And ran out there yelling and screaming. Did Jesus go to Caesar? We need laws, damn it. You need to do your job, Caesar. Was Jesus voting? No. He had nothing to do with them. What did he do? He took care of their needs first. Why? Because people can't hear you if they're hungry. People can't hear you if you're bombing their nation. People can't hear you if they're sick and in pain. So this Christ thing, whatever it was, I tend to believe it's the Son of God, because I don't know what son means. I don't know what God means. I convince you, I don't know nothing. I just know that thing was more advanced than what we are, and we know quantum physics is a real thing, so yes, somebody can touch the hem of your garment and you heal them. That can happen, and that's science. Placebo, nocebo. But he saw the people's needs first, and then they could listen. So he fed the masses, and then they could listen. And they were so astounded by it, they wrote it down. But you won't read it because everybody you see wearing the Christian labels got a Bible in their hand, they're beating each other when Jesus was your cousin too. All right. But yeah, they give him just enough. Good morning, Patty. I love weather. The Weather Channel is quite entertaining. Nature is full of scary. Yeah, Nora, the Weather Channel might actually be the truest fake news on the planet. It might be. You know, the planet's trying to kill us. It's trying to kill it. It needs it's like whiteout. It needs to get rid of us. It absolutely does. It's a reboot. It's just how these planets work. You know, after a while, they got to wash everything. It's like ecosystems and animals. 99% of every animal on this planet have gone extinct. Why? Because they got to get wiped out, and the strongest will survive. It's how it works. You know, and this is why humans, for the most part, probably gotten off this planet much, except for in the ancient past. Because we always get wiped out. We fall into these little psychopathic games, and the psychopaths want to keep you on the planet. They don't want to share anti-gravity with anybody, because if you get in space, you find out space is full of everything. Everything you got here, they got Nikes, girl, what you want? They got Nikes and BMWs, and they got F-35 Raptors, they got drones, anything you want, all the gold and minerals. They literally have diamond asteroids. But of course, you know, the man that you say, you gotta be 3 carats or it's not a real ring, we're not getting married. And like, you know, if that man has some anti-gravity, he'd bring you a damn asteroid and put it on your finger. Maybe you should work with him a little bit and you know, but that's how you keep people in conflict. You keep them scarce. And one great way to keep people scarce is free energy. That's why I always go back to the UFOs and always go back to the aliens. This stuff is real. You can solve every problem on Earth with anti-gravity. Because when people realize they're fighting over what's prolific everywhere else. They're fighting over things that they don't have to. And people are like bears, right? They go for the easiest meal. If the bear has a berry bush in front of you, you can walk in front of it bucket naked and it won't care. But don't ever try that. Just don't try it. I have friends that say that's true. I listen to the naturals, they say that's true. But you might walk in front of that wrong psychopathic bear on a bad day. And the bee done bit his butt and he just got a little attitude. Got a little tune like an American. Don't try to take on, Gerard said I could walk in front of the bed and the berry bush and he ain't gonna bite me. You might be on TV. But the point is, they go for the easiest meal. The lion goes for the weakest prey. The human goes for the easiest form of energy it can have. And if it knows it can have all the gold, diamonds, cars, televisions, watches, smartphones, and laptops it won't be in conflict with anybody else. And that's what we need to resolve, is human conflict. We need violence to go away. We need slavery, rape, and sex trafficking, and all the things y'all say that y'all don't like. We need it to go away. The only way that happens is if you share this video. Yeah, you gotta share. You gotta share the video. That's how it works. It's how it works. You gotta share the video. That's the only way. I don't know how I did it, but I ended up with all of these smart people on this thread with these comments that make a whole lot of damn sense from a lot of different areas of the world. You gotta share the video. That's the only way it works. Why? Because people don't trust you. They're your friends, they're your family, they're your husband and your wife. They know you. You're dirty, you stink, funky, you lie a lot. They don't trust nothing that come out your mouth. Like Jesus said, like the scripture said, a prophet is not sent unto his own lands. Jesus walking around on water, healing people with a touch of his garment, you know, basically doing everything but flying in the air, moving mountains. And his brother James like, hell no, we don't believe you. We don't believe you, Jesus. Come on, stop. An alien took you over or something. You ain't doing this. You don't know nothing about God. I grew up with you, Jesus. You don't know nothing about no God. I remember when you used to pick your nose and I'd change your diaper. Okay? I remember back when you were a Republican fighting for Caesar. You were a Democrat on the side of Genghis Khan. Jesus, you don't know anything. A prophet is not sent to their own land. So you need all these people in this comment section to speak for you. And some of them are going to speak the language that your sister might listen to. Some of them will speak the language your brother might listen to. Some of them speak the language your mama might listen to, or your parents might listen to. You know, young millennials, I say you share the video too. Why? Because we got old folks here. They know your parents are gonna listen to you. Your parents birthed you. They were on top of a car. They're getting drunk, high, smoking tweeds, whatever. You popped out 9 months later, okay? You don't know nothing over them. They know every damn thing. But I got people on this thread at 74, 80. They done seen a lot, been a lot of places. And your parents might listen to them. That's how, but it's not just this video. It's just talking, keeping the conversation going. Not my video, somebody else's video. More and more I see we do manifest our own reality. Don't we, Cheryl? Cheryl, I can't tell you all the details. We manifest reality. This brother right here been manifesting. We manifest reality. I don't know how it works. I won't convince you I know a damn thing. All I know is if you put it in your mind, you think it, you believe it, you speak it into existence like scripture says, quite literally, it will happen. And they say, well, it doesn't happen in your time, it happens in God's time. And I don't think that that's true. I think that's fake news in the scripture. I think it happens when you believe it. I think that the placebo and nocebo effects, I know that they're real. Those things happen when you believe them to happen. And it'll just happen. Someone shows up at your door. Here, you can fly like Iron Man. It's true, it's true. But you can't tell people that because people see that as crazy because they watch the news and they live in that world. Sports are just a distraction from what's really happening in the world. It is, Patty, and a great one too. Great one. Fantastic one. The Coliseums do a great job at making monsters out of people. And that's what it's designed for. The Coliseum has never changed. It's the same thing it's always been. It teaches people conflict and fight, and tribalism, apathy, and I got this colored jersey, you got that, you're my enemy. People actually get in fights, throw beer down here at the Philly Stadium. Act a damn fool like children over a damn game. People have been killed over football teams and basketball teams. This is how ridiculous it is. The Coliseum has never changed. And I'm not an anti-sports guy. I don't want y'all to think that. It's just that it has a place in your society and it's to teach you the program, the function, the procedure of not giving a damn about somebody else because they have a different jersey. They have a different skin color. They come from a different nation. They got a different flag. They were born in a different place. The Coliseum is all about teaching you to not give two damns about your cousin because they're a distant cousin. It's the only purpose. Good morning, Rebecca and May. I'm about to get out of here, people. I got to go. Slavery, I gotta go. Many people have given up TV and cable. Yes, they have, Cheryl, and many more need to. We need to let this mess go. We need to let cable television programming, not TV. TV's just technology, but the programming aspect, controlling people, not letting it be free. This whole telecommunication bill that Bill Clinton did, which is why I think he was one of the worst presidents on the planet. Because that really is what bought people. Television. The programming aspect, when you gave control of television to just a few 8, 7, 4 people, eventually it'll be one. That's just how it goes. And his name will be Jeff Bezos. Because everybody got their Amazon Prime accounts. But he broke it. That's how you break people. Brother Mark, good morning. Let me see. These monsters feed off fear. Okay to me. About it, but never be afraid. All the news feed sells is terror and division. That's exactly what they do. Patty is on it. That's exactly what they do. All their whole job is to take an adult and not turn into a battery. It's to take an adult like the Matrix, give it fear of a fantasy world, get it scared under its covers, convince it that there's monsters under the bed, there's monsters in the closet, turn them into a battery. Because they don't seem to know that the monsters are in their bank account. You can't have any fear. You got fear, you're done. You can't be the child under the bed anymore. You're 57 years old. No reason to be a child under the bed. Look at the real world. The real world is ugly. And the monsters you don't fight, the next generation gonna have to. So it's not even about me. It's not about these people here. It's about you and what you would do. Like people like to say that, don't they? Like Patty, they like to say, "Oh, I do anything for my children. I do anything for the next generation. I'll do anything." I don't cut that news up. I do everything, but I won't leave the Democrats. I do everything. I won't turn my back on the Republicans. I do everything, but I'm not going to stop with my indoctrination. My kid, that's a monster. I ain't going to fight. Let my kids fight that. I'm too scared of that monster. Oh, goodness. All right. Let me see. I don't think he would want to try with a massive gators. Laura, you talking about Trump and draining the swamp? Hell no, Trump ain't draining no swamp. He's a millionaire who was a billionaire. You know, I grew up with people like that. Trust me, those people scared of everything. That's why they got guns and guards and gates. All right, they got all the G's because they're scared of gators. They ain't got that G. They're scared of that mess. They ain't draining no swamp. Hell no, it's gators in that swamp. And those gators are called Rothschilds and Rockefellers. They bite off Trump toes and Trump legs and they beat him over the head with it. He's not stupid. He knows how the world works. And so did Obama. And that's why they all sell out. Still our civilization advances from level 0 to level 1, nothing will change. That's right, Ivana, and you know about that Kardashev scale. Most people don't know about that. When you look at the Kardashev scale, we're not even 0, I believe, on the scale, if I remember right. We're not even 0 yet. Or would we act like we're 8? Like 0 is the people who use the power of a planet. And I think level 1 is people who use the power of a star. And level 3 is a civilization, I think, using the power of a solar system. We're not even using the Nikola Tesla power of the planet. We are literally using chemicals and explosive devices to send cars that barreling down the street. We're not even 0 yet. But we damn sure like we're level 8, boy. You can't tell a human anything. We rule the universe. We the only game in town. We the only smart, intelligent thing. We're the only life in the universe. All right, let me see. Individuals are the ultimate minority. Yes, they are, Rebecca, and we are oppressed. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You ain't seen no oppression until you don't have a team. That's oppression for you. When you don't have any tribalism and you're willing to say what's false is false and what's true is true and like operate on facts and empirical data, you ain't never seen no oppression like that. You can't post a link, you can't share a video, you can't say this, you can't say that. If the left ain't after you, the right is after you. If the top ain't trying to get you, the bottom's coming for you. Your government don't like you and everybody indoctrinated you, the worst enemy and a terrorist. You ain't never seen no oppression. Like somebody who's evolving out of being controlled by the indoctrinated matrix. Good morning, Patricia. You made it. Yes, you did, girl. I got to get going. Let me see. Angel awareness. Yes, Lori. Good morning, Diane and Jennifer. Good morning. All right. Good morning, Adrian. Late too. Let me see. I see you. Wait a minute. Wait. I see you in that bug. You look so cute. Oh, no, you don't, John. John, stop it. John. Calm down, John. Somebody get John. But I know you've been to prison. Stop, John. No, I know cute. Listen, boy, I can tell you some stories, John. I went to a high school that was damn near close to a prison. Oh my goodness. Oh, I won't even go through it. I think I told that story a long time ago. Got jumped by 10 men. And they beat up the janitor that came for me. Oh yeah, I hadn't been through a few things. Good morning, Nikki. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I had 10 of them on me, John, jumping over the top. There was a little one like that. There was no room for fists. They had just fists everywhere. Like they came after me. I saw them coming. You know what they were called? They were called the Bum Rush Crew. That's what they were called. But I was in band. I know it's word. It's bad, John. I was in band, but I played football too. So I tried to confuse the bullies, right? I played football and I was in band. But they came for me, and I was walking because I had to go drop my saxophone off in the band room, and I turned the light out, and I seen these 10 dudes running at me. Boy, I started running. Then some of them in the front of me grabbed me and said, "All right, well, you with them." And I took out who I could. I know I'm not all peace and love. Oh, you push me against the wall, you're gonna get what you're coming for. You know, I'm big time peace and love, but I'm also, you bring violence through the doorstep, I'm gonna show you what I got. So I took out 2 or 3 of them, but the rest of their buddies got up. Brother John, you'd have been proud of me though. You'd have been proud of me. But after a while, you got too many fists coming you within a second. You got like 8 fists coming at you within a second. There was a little guy in the crowd, John, he was jumping over the top of the book, boom, hit me in the top of my head, boom, I'm just I was kind of like an American watching the mainstream media, like you could never get. You can never know what's going on because you got so many things coming at you from so many different directions. And but after a while, I realized, I was like, you know what? This doesn't actually hurt so much. The human body is an amazing machine. I was like an abused woman. After a while, I was like, you know what? You hit like a girl. Well, now I wouldn't say that word. You hit like a female dog. After a while, them abused women. There's a show. What is the name of that show? It's called Twisted, Flip, Bent, something like that. That show where women who are abused by their husbands turn around and murder them. That show, you know, after a while, you get like that. After a while, you realize you don't really need to be scared under the bed. You really don't need to be scared of things because it wasn't hurting. You know, mind you, I didn't get up because I knew if I put my head up, I had my head down, tucked up, high. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And we let a violent world continue to exist for absolutely nothing. Nothing. And I don't blame any of those kids. They weren't trying to hurt me. We were just kids. We were fighting, doing what we do. But there was a solution. Right? Why would kids have gang mentality? Because your government has gang mentality. Their parents have gang mentality. Their parents are in political parties that murder people. Right? Why would kids praise John Gotti and the mafia? Because they see their parents doing it. Their parents don't see it. The kids see it. You can fool adults all day long. But something about a child, children, they see through your bull. They hear what's coming out your mouth, but they see what you do. They see through your bull. And they become upgrades, but they also mimic you. And if the solution in your world is to gang up on someone and steal their resources and blow their nation up, then kids are going to join gangs and shoot and murder each other and do drive-by shootings because you do drone-by bombings. And their parents cheer for it. They worship a flag for it. And that's just the reality. People were cowardly. Our founding fathers, some of whom were no angels granted, would be disgusting. I agree with you, Patricia, and I appreciate that clarification. I love how you talk. I love how you talk. Because when you clean up your talk like that, you help people, right? Because there are people who worship the founding fathers. And there's some rapists and killers and slavers. You know, they were some genocidal bastards. But they had some good ideas. That's why I'm saying it doesn't matter if signed the CIA. It doesn't matter if Martin Luther King was a womanizer. It doesn't really matter if Gandhi had problems with his ding-a-ling. Like, it doesn't really matter if Bill Cosby had problems drugging people. Like, it's bad, but they did a lot of good. They did a lot of good. And the reality is the way you put it, people can process what you just said. And that's what's important. You're effectively communicating. And we all got to do that a bit better. We have to learn how to communicate with people who are not like us, don't look like us, don't drive what we drive, and weren't indoctrinated in religion we were. And once we actually start communicating with people, then you're truly fighting censorship. Because probably one of the greatest forms of censorship is indoctrination. They indoctrinate you so other people hate you. And they indoctrinate you so you hate other people. And they mostly get away with it because you can't communicate with people that you hate. Yes, it's a different world from our kids' generation. Yes, it is absolutely-ish. It's insulting to believe that work harder line if you have common sense at this juncture in history. Right, exactly, Miss T, because that's what they teach. Oh, just work hard. You can be a Rothschild and Rockefeller. I ain't never heard something so dumb in my life. People just old as they want to be, Miss T, just dumb as a bag of bricks wet on a Sunday. And I have no idea what the hell any of that means. But just dumb. Oh, you need to work harder. You don't work hard enough. You're lazy. Like he was born, his father ran away, his mother's in jail because she was stealing to buy food, and got on crack because she was depressed. Crack was illegal, so he got shoveled to a foster care, being raped by his foster daddy. The foster mommy either didn't know or didn't care, didn't do anything about it. And you want to tell this person to work harder? The only job, so they weren't going to no college. They could barely make it through school because they got somebody's penis running up in them. You mean to tell me that this person sweeping up the grocery store, you can say, well, you just need to work harder. You just need to go to hell and not have any ice cubes on the way down. All right, I'm sorry. I got a little passionate on that. It's just stupid. It's stupid because I grew up with a guy. That's when he was 16, he bought a car and he started dealing drugs to feed his little sister, who I guess was like 13, because his mother was on crack and his father wasn't around. To me, that is a warrior. That is a hero. To this day, I don't even know where that man is. That man is probably in prison or dead, because he became a survivor and he did the hero thing. He broke the laws to support his family for his little sister that he loved. And his little sister might have made it. You know, I know you think that's the wrong thing, but to me, that brother's a hero. That brother broke all your crappy slavery, Democrat, Republican loving, slavery loving laws to do what was right. But, you know, that's me. I'm just going to ask you to think about it. There's a reason why they're not undoing all these people in prison for all these medicinal drugs. They're not undoing it. They're keeping them locked in prison. The only reason they're keeping them locked in prison because they believe in slavery. They never believed in emancipating the proclamate. They never believed in freeing the slaves. They believe in power and money. They believe in enslaving you and making you stupid and abusing you to say dumb things like, oh, you just need to work harder. Damn it, were you born in a trailer park? Were you born in a trailer park? If you were born in a trailer park, then you can start to say something. If you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, you need to shut the hell up. That's how it works. Those people are your cousin. Look out for them. I know it's a little rough. I thought it was funny. I know it was funny. I thought I was being rough. I was funny, Peg. I thought I was rough. Peg is one of the ones. I appreciate you, Peg. She always sends me videos and things to make me like, that's the real world. I always appreciate what you sent me, sis. Let me see. If you were born them, you would be them. Empathy. Yes, Lori. And this is why the gods always said, don't judge. Don't judge. Why? Because you can't. You literally are them. Outside of the fact that you were born where they were, you were shown what they were, you had the experiences they had, you would be them. That's why I don't judge people. I don't block people. You know, I try to people best I can. I try to treat people the best way that I can. I try to solve problems in my world like we're all family, because we all are family. If people start doing that, the Rothschilds and Rockefellers got to get on that airplane, that spaceship, and fly away and find another colony full of dummies, another planet full of fools, but they won't be able to do anything here. It's true non-judgmental living for the win. Exactly. Once you do that, Jeannie, it's over. It's over. Once you actually put your shoes in another person, no, I was about to say you put your shoes in another person's feet. Put your feet in another person's shoes and you do that universally, not flat earthily. And then when your world becomes round, not narrow, like Brother Lionel was saying, it all stops. Slavery comes to an end. Freedom befalls the human race, and amazing things happen. I gotta go, y'all. Hold on. People who didn't say anything, now they're saying something. I gotta go. Y'all supposed to say stuff early. You know how this works. When I play this music, this is the key, y'all. Listen, but let me explain this to you. I live in slavery world. I gotta go pick some cotton. When I play this music, means I'm trying to leave, but I try to repeat things, and if you didn't post nothing early, I try to hit everybody's comment. I don't always do it, but I try. Y'all say stuff at the last minute, I get locked. We used to have a code of look, I, all. Elizabeth, you got me on that. I don't know what that is. Has always been around. Slavery. Yes, it has. It can go away anytime we want. I'm gonna leave on Lori's comment. Why is slavery here? What is slavery? Slavery is the lack of control over gravity. Everything comes back to free energy. Slavery is somebody not wanting to get up and go pick the strawberries. Slavery is someone not wanting to go make something in the shed. Slavery is someone who doesn't want to pick their own cotton. Slavery is someone who doesn't want to work on the rubber plantation. And so they grab a bunch of other people because they got to fight gravity. They want to sit on the porch and drink the lemonade. They want to sit in Congress and wear white shirts. Slavery is using other people to defy gravity to do something that you don't want to do, and you're willing to force them to do it. Slavery is sending children to college. Slavery is building a society, sending the children to college. making people do what they don't want to do because you don't feel like doing it because it involves defying gravity. You free energy. You free us from gravity and slavery goes away. But as long as we're using fossil fuels, as long as we're using free energy-ish devices like solar panels instead of the UFOs your government's flying around, until you make them release that, we are all slaves. That's just the root of it. Light doesn't go to the darkness always goes to the light. Be a beacon of light. Yes, brother Kevin, we're gonna end on that. When we turn the light on in the room, what happens? The adults scared under the blankets. They're not scared anymore. They start crying. They realize there ain't no babies. Ain't no monsters in the closet. The mainstream media's lying. Ain't no monsters under the bed. You turn the light on, what happens? Where the dark go? Turn the light on, like Brother Kevin said, the dark will run all over that room to try to get the hell away from the light. And that's what you watch the news for. You watch the news because it's the monster news. You know it's mostly 99% lies. And you go tell your friends it's not true. You don't need to worry about that. There's no monsters under that bed. There's no monsters in that closet. The real monsters in your bank account and in your own body, and mostly in your own mirror. All right, listen, I gotta go. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all to death. This is Gerard. I am out of here. Have a great day.